Checking out the staff picks, Miss Bennis.
Oh, hey. Yeah, this Vincent guy, he is the best. He and I have the exact same taste in movies.
Now, Vincent is an art house goon. I stick to the rack.
Oh, he's so stupid and mainstream.
I've seen all this.
What?
Welcome to Leggett Picks, the monthly video where I just try to justify my channel name. I watched a lot of films this month, but I'll use this opportunity to recommend 4 that I think are definitely worth watching. Starting off with Challenges. This being directed by Luca Guadagnino of Call Me By Your Name fame, starring Zendaya of She's Just Out Here in Everything Crushing It fame, Mike Faist of West Side Story, and Josh O'Connor after playing a piece of shit. It focuses on a tennis prodigy turned coach for their professional husband when they enter a lower ranked tournament that just so happens to include someone who is both her ex-lover and also her husband's ex-bestie. And let me tell you, it's a love triangle for the ages. I really don't think I've ever seen something just as sporty and horny simultaneously. Cronenberg was wrong. Tennis.
The new sex.
It seamlessly handles a segmented story through flashbacks intercut with modern day. That in quotation marks since it's set in 2019, because we need to forget that COVID ever happened. Luca brings us incredibly stylized tennis scenes that include multiple POV shots that are somehow not cringe-inducing that I really think only he could do, and it's all accompanied by the hardest score I think I've ever heard. Each performance is incredible. Luca just lets the camera sit in a room that really allows all of their emotions to seep through the screen. Each one of them is so layered and complex in a way that I cannot wait to see it again, although I don't know if my heart can handle the end a second time. After finishing Challenges, I decided to do the opposite of 2021 audiences and fully boarded the Luca hype train. I decided to revisit the Suspiria remake. Once again watching Susie Bannion attending a prestigious dance school before students mysteriously start to go missing. Now, I adore the original. It is somehow goofy, but also so stylized you become transfixed in its own horror, making it so memorable. It has one of my favourite movie posters, and its use of colour throughout is only bested by, say, Jacques Demy. The 2018 version decides to go against this, opting to drain all aspects of cover from its depiction of Berlin, creating a bleak and grim atmosphere for the story to unfold. It certainly tackles far more than its predecessor, the conflict of East and West Germany ever present throughout, and the effects of World War II haunting our characters and impacting this coveted institution that is also fueled by feminine rage and inherent motherhood. When the horror starts, and holy shit does it start, we have a completely different effect, and certainly enough to stay ingrained in your mind, but in a separate way. The sound of Tom York's voice over certain scenes has definitely given me a new look at Radiohead. This is how remakes should be handled. It stands on its own, offering new ideas rather than rehashing or trying to capture the magic of the past. It is so skilled that it does perfect justice to the 77 classics, somehow manages to get a good performance out of Dakota Johnson, and you know what? I might just watch it twice.
You're gonna love it. In fact, I think you're gonna see it twice.
Since Dakota Johnson is getting horny over Madam Web, let's talk about Dick. Firstly, how dare all of you for not making me aware of this earlier, as if we needed another reason why 1999 is the best year for cinema. Dick is a teen comedy film starring Kirsten Dunst and Michelle Williams playing two besties that get hired by President Nixon during the Watergate scandal. This might as well be Space Jam because it's a slam dunk. Not only is the lead duo iconic and should collaborate on another project as soon as possible, its humour bounces between historical satire but also getting a lot of mileage out of saying the word dick.
You can't let Dick run your life! Do you mind?
Throw in a Will Ferrell, a surprise Ryan Reynolds, and the best end credits ever, then you've got yourself a hit, in my opinion. Since I'm also a very cultured person, let's throw in a documentary, and I watched The Contestant. This one was really a surprise for me, not only the quality of the documentary, but also how I had never heard this story sooner. If you're like me and you didn't watch any Japanese TV in the 90s, this doc focuses on Nasubi, who is seemingly convinced that he's not going to be on TV, soon stripped of his clothes, put into an empty room, and then live streamed for a year. The challenge being part of a reality TV show where all of his items and food need to come from winning competitions through newspapers and phone lines. This was before The Truman Show, before reality TV stars as we know it, and to shock all the young people out there, this was even before Twitch. Watching a man's slow descent into madness, all being orchestrated by an evil TV producer. We see them eat dog biscuits, talk to themselves on a video diary every day, and seeing somebody instinctively disrobe when presented with a new empty room is really the most horrifying thing about it. All the while he is becoming a massive celebrity, crowds of people cheering him on every week and becoming a household name. This holds a cold mirror up to the screen, forcing the viewer to really consider exploitative media and reality TV in general. My only real issue with it is whilst it is a very good recapping of all the events, it doesn't seem too concerned about delving any deeper and providing any insight on the psychology. But we can just sit back and watch it and it lets your mind run wild, so it's still a worthy time. Those were my standouts from May. I'm trying to not make these videos too long, but I also watched these this month that I really do think are worth checking out as well. If you've made it to the end of this video and you are not a friend or family member, I'd just like to say thank you, and if you can please consider liking and subscribing. You can comment down below and let me know what the favourite film you watched this month was, and I can tell you how you're wrong. On the screen now are the sources that I used for this video. I used a few YouTube clips that I'll also put below, so if you have time, have a look and give them a view. Now it's time for me to make like a tree and get out of here.